everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am coming on with some projects for KSCraft. I've used a bunch of the dies from the July release. I will have all of the dies linked below on the AliExpress store. You could check out Amazon if you prefer to order from there on the KSCraft store and see if they're available there as well. So I think I used 6 different die sets and combined some in different projects. So I'll show you the dies, show you my projects, take some measurements. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in a comment. I'll get back to you. So yeah, let's get started with all these cute Halloween projects. KSCraft always does that in July. They have their Halloween release, so it's really fun to do some Halloween crafting this time of year. So the first set are the 2025 Halloween shadow words, and each one is in a script font. I'll show them to you instead of trying to read them here. And they come with shadows as it says, and they're very easy to put together. Even the ones that have multiple words, because they're in script, a lot of the letters are linked together. So let me show you them all. First we have Happy Haunting. And see what I mean about they're just being easy to paper piece or easy to place on the shadow. And for all of the words, I use glitter foam, and you can find that at Hobby Lobby. You used to be able to find it at Joann's as well. And I like to use that because then you don't have to layer it with another piece of foam if you want your sentiment to pop out a little bit. So obviously I use black for this one, and I use some white tone-on-tone paper for the background. So Happy Haunting measures, let's see, at the widest part, it's about 2 5/8 by 1 and about 1.5, maybe a little bit less. But good size for cards, for rosettes. I actually used one of them. Yeah, one of them on a rosette, so I'll show you that in a bit. I'll show you the ones I used with the white shadow first. This one says, if the broom fits, fly it, which is adorable, I think. I love how the shadow cuts out all around the words on the second line. And I used purple foam for this one, as you can see. And then the next one with the white shadow is, if you've got it, haunt it. And all of the dots are attached, so that's really nice. And the punctuation, the comma, the apostrophe. So this one has several words, and you've is divided into 2, but it really doesn't take long to put together at all. And you don't have to use a shadow if you want to, put it on something else. Here's one with a black background, and this is black tone-on-tone paper as well. And I used yellow foam, and of course it just says trick or treat. And then we have Creep It Real with purple foam again. And then the 6th one, the 6th and final one, I'll show you on a project, but I just want to show you all those at first. So very cute. Love those sentiments, just something different. All right, actually, let me move this over like that. Okay. And then the next die set, this is called the Ghost Pumpkins, and it comes with 4 different pumpkins. And then it's supposed to be like a ghost covering on top of the pumpkin, and it covers part of the pumpkin, so you could see more. You could see some peeking underneath, but you can make it look like icing too. I think mine kind of look more like, I don't know, like candy or icing or something, but if you use white, it'll look more like a ghost. And then you can see the detail on this layering piece. There's stitching around the eyes and nose. There's like embossed lines going throughout as well, and each one comes with the layering piece for the stem. And if you just want to make them regular pumpkins, you can leave these off. So you have like fall crafting ideas and Halloween. And I love the different sizes and shapes of the pumpkins. I did make one of each, so you can see how each one looks. And yeah, these are fun. All right, so here's one that I made. And this one for that gold paper with the skull in the background, it was from Pinkaboo from Michaels that came out a few years ago. I hope they come out with more cute Halloween paper this year. And then for like the ghosty part, I used that pastel. I think this was from the pastel pack from scrapbook.com of their glossy paper. And I did cut it out of pink foam as well. I just like to have a little dimension there. And then I put a little ghost sequin on there with a little piece of foam tape to pop that up as well. And then the stem, I use white glossy paper and some foam as well. So really cute little embellishment. And of course you could decorate this further. I just, stopped here for now. So this one measures about 3 1/8 top to bottom. And then side to side, it is coming up on 2 1/4 inches. So that's the tallest one. Here's another tall one, but not as tall. It's like a mini version of that one. And this one I did the same way, but I used some doodlebug paper in the background. Actually, this is doodlebug paper as well. I love how you can see the stitching on there too. And this one, I kind of glued on askew, as you can see that. So when I went to put the stem on it, I couldn't get it just wasn't fitting on right. So I left the foam part out and just put that little orange layering piece there. So I was thinking I'd put like something to disguise that little gap that I have there, maybe like a flower or like some twine or something, but I'll leave that for another time. And this one I used a sequin that says boo at the bottom. I just wanted to decorate them just a little bit, depending on what projects they'll go on, they'll probably get more embellishments. So let's measure this guy. He is, let's see, he's about 2 3/8 by a little bit over 1 1/2. And then this one is the smallest one, and this is one of those like squatter pumpkins. And this one is also using doodlebug papers. Again, I messed up the little stem, but I think it looks fine even without the foam there. And I used a purple cat sequin for this one. So this one is, if you count the stem, it's about 1 1/2 inches. Nope, 1 3/4 inches by 1 5/8 approximately. So yeah, I think these are so cute. I love pumpkins. And these are like, I think with the pastel colors and the fun papers, they don't look really scary, but you can really, get them as scary as you want depending on your papers and your accents and things like that. I'll show you the other one at the when I do the other big projects coming up. All right, so that's the ghost pumpkins. Okay, so this is like the basis of my next 4 little things I wanted to show you. This is called the Halloween Ghost Rosette. And you can see those cute little ghosts that are on the end of each part of the rosette. It punches out the little face, the eyes and the mouth, and all the little ghosts are like linking hands. So, this is so fun to make. And I actually made 2 rosettes out of each one because I cut this almost in half. Oh, I like that sound. When I cut the paper out to make the rosette itself with the ghosts smaller, so then I had extra pieces. To make them into a rosette, you'll cut this out twice, fold them, with the hills and valleys, and then glue them together on the 2 ends so you have a circle. There are lots of tutorials on how to make rosettes. But that's the main project I want to show you next. So, and I'll get to those when we come up to them. Okay, so let's see, which one should I show you first? How about this one? So this is actually the first one that I made, and let's look at that rosette back there. And I made it out of purple basil paper. I like to use solid color paper when I make rosettes, or solid core paper, I should say, because I hate when you fold it there and a little bit of white pops out. That just drives me crazy. Maybe, some people it doesn't bother, or you like that. For me, I hate when white comes out on the creases. So I always use solid core paper. And it was really easy to put together. I've got to be honest, rosettes are not my favorite thing to make, but if they're easy to put together like this, use solid core paper, they don't rip at the peaks and valleys or hills and valleys, then it just makes your life easier. And that's what the back looks like. I put a little circle there to keep it in place. So that's the rosette, and this is, let's see, I think I cut it when I ran this through my machine, then I put in my paper trimmer, and I think I cut it to like 1 1/2 inches, something like that. So when you put it together, let's see, I could just measure it and tell you. Let's see, it's about 3 1/2. So I probably did 1 3/4, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, made a cute little rosette. And then for this spiderweb design here, I used this new die set. And this is called the Spiderweb Garlands from KSCraft, and it comes with all of these pieces. This one stays together. You can see you can't really cut it apart on the edges there. But when you cut them out, this one is separate than this one. And I like that it's shaped like a garland because you can use it as kind of like a banner, sorry. And this one is a little bit smaller than that one. I definitely recommend putting some wax paper in between your paper and the die to make these little pieces pop out easier. But if you do that, it makes your life a lot easier. And then it also comes with these like straight garlands, and there's a smaller one and a larger one too. So I used the smaller one that was like kind of curved here, and I used some like ombre purple to teal glitter paper for that, and then just kind of glued it onto the rosette. Here's that other pumpkin, the one that I did not show you from the ghost pumpkins, and I used some more of that Pinkaboo paper, some orange scrapbook.com paper, more pink foam, and a little spider sequin there, and pink glossy paper as well. Here's a banner I made out of my paper in my stash, and this is a doodlebug sticker that I cut on the end to reflect the cut of the banner. And yeah, that's about it. After I glued on that garland, I cut a few little spider webs off and just glued them on randomly. So you don't have to leave the spider webs in garland form. You can cut them apart and put them on as you wish. So that's my first one. I love how this came out. Like I said, not garlands, rosettes are not my favorite thing to make, but when they're done, I really like how they look. And now these are ready to go on a project. So that was the first one I made. And then with the excess part of the rosette that I cut off, I made another little one. And of course it doesn't have the ghost detail because it was just the leftover, but I didn't want it to go to waste, so I made a cute little rosette. And this one measures, let's see, side to side it is, let's see, that's about 2 3/8, I would say. So definitely a smaller one, as you could see, but you know, sometimes you need a smaller rosette. And I did add stickles in, let's see, this one, Stardust. I hardly ever use this one, but this one has a lot of purple glitter in it, so that's why I wanted to use it for this project. And more Doodlebug stickers, and then more KSCraft spiders or spider webs stuck in behind the ghost too, to just add some interest to it. And it's simple, but a cute rosette. So I really like how that came out, and I love not wasting, you know, something that you cut out. So there's that one, and then I made another one. I wanted to show you this die set, and this one is called the Heart Spiderweb Shakers. I didn't make a shaker or anything. All I did was use this piece actually. This is like the top of your shaker, and it's a heart, as you can see, with a spider web inside, and it comes with 2 different sizes. And it comes with a spider, and then this is like a hanger you could put behind it if you want to make it a tag or even an ornament on a Halloween tree. So you could check out the product page to see more examples of this, but for now I just used just this to make a heart-shaped spider web. And then I'll show you this in a second, but oops, here's the big rosette that I made. And this one I used some orange paper, and this is that one with the embossed dots from Joann's. So I had bought it in orange too. Oh, don't you hate when you get all these like glue strands on there? So yeah, I did use some hot glue, as you could see. And I think this one came out so cute. I love this heart spider web. I used black glitter paper, as you can see, and I did put wax paper in between my die and the paper, just so these pieces would pop out a little bit easier. I used more of that garland, this time in like a white shiny paper to make the spider webs. And let's see what else. These are Doodlebug. This one is a sticker, and this one is a piece of ephemera from Sweet and Spooky. And I added some more stickles on the legs of the spider and on like the closed spaces of Happy Halloween. So this one is the same size as this one, just a little bit different look, but both for Halloween. And I love how they came out. I think they're really, really cute. And then the last one I wanted to show you is this one. And this is done with the negative space of this rosette. And for this, this is just an extra piece of the spider web garland I wanted to show you. But I did use one of the hats from this set, and this is called the Mixed Witch Hat set. And it comes with all of these different witch hats that are stitched, different shapes, different sizes, so you can pick the size that's perfect for you. I use this one here. and cut that out of that same black glitter paper. Added a little ghost sequin. Oh, and here is where I used that 6th sentiment from the first shadow word set that I showed you, and this is Witch Please. So I used that one here because it was the smallest sentiment, and I used some more of the spider webs. I cut like a kind of circular piece of tulle, just some kind of like iridescent tulle, glued that onto the rosette before I put the sentiment on it. And I think the witch hat looks really cute with the Witch Please. So this one is the same size as the little purple one. And one of my ghosty, you know what? I think I glued on, like, see that? That is like, you know, sometimes you get a sequins mix and some of the sequins aren't separated. I kind of thought this was like all stuck together, but some of my little ghosts have fallen off. So maybe that's the only one. Anyway, those are my projects for today. Hope you enjoyed them. I'd love to hear what you think. They're super cute. So they'll all be linked in the AliExpress store, like I said. And of course, if you have any questions, oh, here's another witch hat that I cut out. This is the bigger version of this one. And I thought I was going to use this one first, but I didn't. And this one is about 1.5 inches and about 1 5/8. Let me measure this one while we're here, just so you have an idea. They could go on different characters, different projects. It's a little bit over 1 inch by 1 1.25. All right, so anyway, as I was saying, I hope you enjoyed these. Let me know what you think. And I will be back soon with more crafty videos. Until then, hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye.